All right, hey everybody, welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Support, and I just want to say thank you for joining us here on the live Q&A. So today you see we're going to be talking about creating a custom portfolio landing page using custom pages. Now, if this is your first time viewing us, just say hi to us in the chat. Let us know where you're from. If you're a returning viewer, thank you guys for coming back this week and hanging out with us on the live stream. Still dealing with some congestion stuff, so if I cough, I apologize, guys. All right, well, let's see. Why don't we just go ahead and get right into the topic of the day, which is going to be all about creating a custom portfolio landing page. So you guys can do this. Any account level can do this. You all have the ability to create custom pages in your account. If you're not sure where to go to create a custom page, what you want to do is just hover over a website right here and click on custom pages. And that's where you can go to create a custom page. Now, we're going to be creating a custom portfolio page. So what I want to do is basically create a landing page for people that they can choose what type of portfolio they want to look at and click on there and take them to my portfolio galleries. So what I'm going to do first of all is I've actually already uploaded some photos that I want to use. And this is what I would recommend doing too, guys, is creating some kind of graphics or something in Photoshop or something to use on your landing page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here to Web Assets right here. And I've got this gallery right here called Animated GIFs. And then I definitely recommend creating a gallery kind of like this. So I use this gallery to store things that I want to use on custom pages or on blog posts and things like this. That's what I created this gallery for. And I would definitely recommend having something like this so that you can upload these types of photos and things like that. Now what I've got here is I've just got an image that I created in Photoshop for engagements right here, and it's got some engagement photos. And then what I did was I exported this as a transparent PNG. So that's important to remember, especially if you want to have like no background and stuff like that, is when you create these, make sure that you export them from Photoshop as a transparent PNG. Now next you're going to upload it into a gallery. Now you can see I've got this gallery set to private. However, the photo itself is actually set to be public. And the reason that is because I don't really want this gallery popping up on search engines and things like that. But I still want to use the photos that are in here on my website where people can see them without having to have a password or any of that stuff. So again, the gallery is private, but the images inside are public. So you can see right here, all these images are public. There's no red lock icon. Now what you want to do is once you create these graphics, you want to upload them into a gallery, and then you're going to click on the photo there, go to Photo Access, and in order to be able to use the PNG with transparency, the same also goes for if you want to use like an animated GIF or something like that. What we need to access is we need to access the original file. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the downloading tab right here and make sure that allow downloading is turned on for this photo. What that's going to do is that's going to give us access to the link to the original file so that we can use that transparent PNG, or if it's an animated GIF or something like that, you'll have access to that file. So after you've got that turned on, what I'm going to do is just come down here and save. And then what we're after now is the original direct link to this specific PNG. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go to Sharing and Client Access, and then we're going to scroll down here and we're going to copy the direct link to the image. As you can see right here, it says original photo. Let me get myself out of the way here, and this will make more sense in just a minute of why we're doing things this way. So what I'm going to do is just copy this link right here. Now you can see this says PNG at the end. If I use one of these other ones, it's going to say JPEG. And that's not going to have the transparency that I'm after. So that's why we want to use that original photo link right there at the bottom. So I'm just going to copy that, close this, and now we're going to start creating our custom page or our custom portfolio page. So with that link copied, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave this photos page here open in this tab, and then I'm going to open up another tab. So I'm going to go up to File and then open a new tab right here. And then we'll actually, let me go back. What we're going to do is go to, we're going to do is go to website, and I'm going to click on custom pages and then just select open in a new tab that way. That way it's going to open up the custom pages link in that new tab. So now we've got two tabs here. I know you guys can't see my window tabs, but if I tab back and forth, you can see what I've got open. Here's the photos page. And the reason I'm leaving this open is because I'm going to need to go back to this page quite a few times and get links. And then I've got this page right here, which is my custom pages. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start that new custom page. So I'm just going to go new right here, and I'm going to call this one portfolio. And then what I want to do is I'm just going to make this one really simple, guys. This is just a really simple example. You can be as artistic as you want with the placeholder images that you create and the information that you put in here. I'm just creating something really simple just to show you all what is possible with custom pages. So what I want to do is I just want to basically have two photos for people to click on to go see my portfolio. So what I want to do is I'm just going to click on here, and I'm going to say photo. And then if you remember, we copied that direct link to that image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, and instead of choosing that photo from the gallery section, I'm going to come down here to this option and paste in that direct link, and then just click add image. And now there's that image there that I created with the transparency on it. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and customize some of these options because I want it to do something very specific when people hover over it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a title and a caption. I'm just going to say engagement portfolio. And then for the caption, I'm just going to say, click here to see my engagement portfolio. So that's all just something simple. You guys can make it a lot more elaborate if you want, more detailed. I'm just putting this in here because I want that to show up when visitors to this page hover over the image. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll down, and we are going to set options here. So now we've got the click action right here. And what we want is we want this click action to go to a very specific page. So I want it to go to my engagement portfolio gallery is what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say go to URL. And now I'm going to click back to that other tab so that I can go down. Let me just close this so I can go down here and go to my portfolio and just go to engagements. And now we're going to get the link to this engagements portfolio so that when somebody clicks on that image, it takes them straight to this portfolio. So we're going down here, and we're going to go all the way to the bottom and go to sharing and client access. And we are going to copy this link right here. And that's all. Copy it. Now we're going to tab back over to that previous page that we were on. And then it says click action, go to URL. I'm going to paste that URL to that gallery right here. Now, if you're linking to a page that's outside of Zenfolio when you're doing this, I would probably suggest using the open a new window option. That way it kind of opens it up and people don't leave your Zenfolio website. But since this is actually just going to a Zenfolio gallery, what I'm going to do is just turn that off so that it opens up in the same window. Alright, so next what we're going to do is go for hover action. And this is why I put that title and caption in there, because that's what, when somebody hovers over it, I want them to see the title and caption. And then the last thing we're going to do is going to go to set layout. So I'm going to go right here to set layout. You can leave auto fit to width on there if you want, but I'm going to set this to do not scale because I've created this to be a very specific size and I want it to remain that way. So actually what I'm probably going to do is go to custom and then just put in that specific size that I created these photos to be, which is 400 by 400. You can do a fixed alignment here. You can do in line with text. You can do some padding if you want right here. Anyway, once you're finished, what you want to do is click insert. And now if I go down here to save and preview, it's going to open up a new tab and it's going to show you what this custom page will look like. So here's that image right there, and as you can see, if I hover over it, it says engagement portfolio, and then if I click there, it's going to take me right to that engagement portfolio gallery right here. So this is the engagement portfolio gallery. So let me close this out. So now, as you guys can imagine, you can do a lot of really cool stuff with this. You can do a lot of different things with the photos that you're using on this page in Photoshop. You can make them animated GIFs. This is a transparent PNG, but you can do a lot of different things with this. So what I'm going to do really quick is just add one more image so we can kind of go back through the process again. And then I'll show you what the finished product would kind of look like. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tab back over to my photos page again right here. We're going to go back up to web assets one more time, and then I need to click on this gallery right here. And now we're going to get the direct link for the landscapes image right here that I created. So again, the image is public. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to photo access right here and make sure that downloading is turned on, which downloading is turned on here, and then we're just going to get out of this and go and get that direct link for that image. So I'm going to sharing a client access, scroll down, we want to get direct link to image right here. There's that original photo. Let me get out of the way so you guys can see this. There's that original photo link right there. I'm just going to click on that, copy this URL, close this up, and then we're going to tab back over to that custom page, and I'm just going to click right here and insert a photo again really quick. So we're just going to put the URL right here, add that image, and then I won't do the title and caption that this time. You guys can see what it looks like without it. And then if I go to set options, we want this one to go to a URL right here. And then what I'm going to do is just come back over here, go down and get that landscape URL. So I'm clicking on the landscape gallery, and then we are going to go right over here to sharing and client access, and we are going to copy the URL for that landscape gallery right there. All right, now we're going to go back to custom page, and I'm going to paste in that URL. And I know you guys in the chat have some questions. You guys are busy in the chat. That's awesome. Let's see. So Roxanne says, can you explain a little bit more about the padding in more detail, please? Absolutely, Roxanne. So let me show you what the padding is. So we've got this URL here set up for this image to go to once it's clicked. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to set layout, and again, we are going to set it to a custom size that I created it at. And this is at 400. So that's at 400 already. And then I don't want it to have a border. So I'm not sure if I did that with the other one or not, but I don't want it to have a border, so I'm setting that to none. Now, for the padding down here at the bottom, let me get myself out of the way. For the padding, Roxanne, what this does is it provides blank space around the photo. So if you want the photos to be right next to each other, you would put 0 in these, and it would line them up right against each other. But this is going to make them leave a little bit of space in between each other here if we do that. So now what I'm going to do is click Insert. That's going to insert this here, and it looks like I left the border on this one, so let me turn that off really quick. Border none. And actually, you know what, Roxanne, let me just show you really quick. I'm going to set the padding to 0 and 0. I'll go back to update, and I'll do the same thing with this one, and I will set that padding to 0 and 0 here. And then what we're going to do is click update here, and now you can see how they've bumped right up against each other. Now, I don't really want these off to the left, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select both of these here, hold Command and select the, actually hold Shift. Well, I can't do that. Let me go right here and just select everything here, because what I want it to do is I want it to be centered. So there we go. I clicked in the box and I hit Control A. Now I'm just going to center these up right here. Alright, so now that I've got those two images in there, I've got them centered up and looking the way that I want. Now if I go right here and I click Save and Preview, it's going to open up to that custom page, which, again, this is not a very good example. It's not anything grand, but you could definitely do some really cool stuff with this. I just wanted to show you guys how to do it. But now if you click on either one of these photos right here, it's going to go to that specific gallery. So if I click here, it's going to take us to that engagements gallery. And then the last thing you would do is, once you're finished with this, is obviously after you would save it, then you would go up to customize your website right here. And you are going to add this to your site menu. So instead of just having it go to a portfolio gallery like this, what you could do is just go right here. And instead of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all the drop down items there. And then it says photography portfolio. We're going to say built-in or custom page. And then I can say right here, you can scroll down to the list. Let me just show you here. Oh, you can scroll down right here on this list. And right here somewhere should be portfolio. I don't see it. Why is it not there? Custom pages. Portfolio's there. Maybe I need to refresh. So built-in or custom page. There we go. Portfolio right there at the bottom. You guys can't see it, that's why I couldn't see it either, but it's right underneath contact. So you're going to see portfolio right there. And then I'll click update. That's going to delete all the drop down menu items that were in that drop down. And then it's going to change this over to link to that specific portfolio page. So now right here is photography portfolio. And if I click on this, it's going to go to that custom page that I created right here. And then these will lead to those specific portfolio galleries. Yeah, so let me go back here. I know you guys have some questions in the chat, so let me just catch up on what's going on in the chat here really quick. So, all right, so we've got, I'm going to say it wrong, but I'm going to try to say it right, Humberto from Mexico City. Hey, Humberto, glad you're here hanging out with us and joining us. Let's see. Henry's back again from Scotland. All right, glad to have you back, Henry. Ruth from Rhode Island. Hey, Ruth, thanks for joining us. Rob from Greenfield. Hey, from Missouri. I'm actually Midwestern as well. I was born and raised in Oklahoma and just located to North Carolina probably about 7 or 8 years ago. All right, Katrina from Michigan. Hey, Katrina, glad to have you back. Let's see. Okay, so Roxanne, I explained the padding. Let's see. Katrina says, so what if I want to have them go to a custom page with text versus portfolio? I may want to have a special offer page or just information. Absolutely, Katrina. So you can 100% do that. It's completely controlled by that URL. So let me just go back really quick, Katrina, and I'll show you how to do that. So if I'm just going to go back right here, what I'm going to do is go back to this custom page, which we're right here. And then let me flip over here to this. And let's say, Katrina, that you've got this custom page right here that you've created. And it has a bunch of text and special offers and things like that on it. Well, the URL is actually right here. You can just copy this link. So I'm just going to copy link address right here. Hop back into that custom page that we were working on. Click on edit. And then if you go to the set options right here, under that go to URL, you would just paste that custom page URL right there. Just like that right there. So you would just paste that custom page. So if you've got like a special offers page or something like that that you've created, that's the way you would do it. You just get the link for that and put it right there in that click action URL. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really quick, guys. 1 second here, and let's see. Roxanne says, look good, transparent, make them appear as they're floating. Padding is the amount of space around the image. Absolutely, Roxanne. So the transparency, what that will do is it will not have a background on the image. So like if you change the background color, for instance, then there wouldn't be like a little white square floating there. The image would actually show up on the background. But you're absolutely correct. So padding is definitely the space that's around the actual image. So it prevents things from getting right up next to it. Okay, Humberto says, does the app have a certain limit of some sort? It usually takes a day to update when I add galleries to my page, but it's been almost a month and the app has stopped adding galleries. The last one it shows is mentioned is a month old, and I have added about 5 galleries since that, and they just don't show my app. So this is actually a common occurrence on some of the older versions of the app. So it sounds to me like what you might want to do, Humberto, I hope I'm saying that right. What you might want to do is try to update that app. If you're using the iOS app on an iPhone, I actually have a troubleshooting tutorial that I can send you guys a link to that. Let me see if I can find that really quick for you guys. Or if Cheryl can find that iOS app troubleshooting video tutorial and throw it out there. But it sounds like what you need to do is you need to just either try to update your app. If that doesn't work, try uninstalling it, restarting your phone, and all of that stuff. If you're still having issues, please reach out to support. You can just go to zenfolio.com/contact and send us some information about what version of the app you have, what type of phone you have, and some screenshots of what's going on, and we will do our best to help look into that and get that issue resolved. But like I said, I would definitely try to update and reinstall the app. If that doesn't fix it, then definitely reach out to support. Okay, so John says, can you change the background color of custom pages? Absolutely, John. It's just like any other page in Zenfolio. It's going to be controlled by the theme. So, in fact, this will be a really good way to also show the transparency of those images. So what I'm going to do is actually just go back to those custom pages really quick. If I go up here to website and click on custom pages, let me just get right here. Here's that portfolio one that we created, and this time what we're going to do is instead of clicking on it here, we're actually going to go over here and click Customize John, and this is what is going to let us change the background and things like that. So here these photos are right here, and so now Roxanne, this is where you're really going to get to see what that transparent PNG stuff does. So what we're going to do is just change the background. It's really easy. You just go up here to Themes, and you can either choose one of these preset themes, you can customize a theme or something like that, but you can just change one of these to one of these presets. There's should be lots of presets in there, but let me just switch this over to black and apply this really quick. And you're going to see that the background color of that custom page is going to change. And so here, again, here's that transparency that I was talking about, Roxanne. The images are, the edges aren't just a white block here. It's completely transparent, and the background color shows through. So you could do some pretty cool stuff with that. If you have a white background, you could add some shadow in Photoshop to these photos and things like that. But yeah, John, absolutely, you can definitely change the background just by changing the theme. And there's also a theme designer tutorial. If you guys haven't spent much time in theme designer, I've got a really good theme designer tutorial that will show you some best practices and ways to kind of work in theme designer that will make it as easy as possible to figure that out and to kind of change the elements that you want to change. All right, let me get back to my dashboard. Great questions today, you guys. Glad to see all these questions in here. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys. So let me get back here really quick and check in on chat. So Humberto says, yes, you are saying my name right. Oh, okay, that always worries me. I always have this fear of saying people's names right or wrong. So I'm glad I'm saying that right. All right, guys, I am going to take an email question, but if you guys are watching this and you've got questions about your Zenfolio account, if you're just starting out, or if you've been with us for a while, any question that you have, maybe you want to know if we have a specific feature, maybe you're not sure how to set up a price list or something like that, definitely put those questions in the chat so I can make sure to get those questions answered live. And then also, as I do every week on the live stream, I've got this week's tutorial link for you guys. So I'm going to be putting that out here in the chat a little bit later on. So make sure you guys stick around till the end of the live stream so you guys can get that new video tutorial a day earlier than everybody else. All right, so let me jump over here and take an email question really quick. All right, I've got a question from Angie. Oh, looks like that one was already answered. Let's see. Was this one already answered? Angie says, when I export from Lightroom for a print, do I export as a TIFF or a JPG? I think Cheryl answered that one, but either one is fine. The most important thing to do is to make sure that your color space is in sRGB for that. We will generate the web resolution images and things like that from that export. So TIFF or JPEG files are fine. You just want to make sure that you're in sRGB color space. And I guess I missed this one in chat. Robert said, Robert Greenfield. So Robert said, does the custom page feature support embedding a video clip? And if so, what formats are supported? I think, so if you embed a video clip, it would be kind of controlled to where the site, from the site that you're embedding it from. So like if you want to embed a video from YouTube, you could definitely do that. And it's not that hard to do. Basically what you do is, let me go back to the custom page really quick, Robert. Sorry, I missed that too in the chat, Robert. I apologize. So back in a custom page, if you wanted to embed a video clip, basically what you do is you need to get the embed code, and then you can either use this embed function right here and paste that embed code here, or you can click source right here and you can come in here and paste that embed code here. Now, as far as what formats are supported, again, that's going to rely a lot on the site that you're embedding it from, and then probably also on the visitor's browser who's viewing it, on what types of files that they can actually view. So anyway, Robert, I hope that answers your question. Let me get back over here to my dashboard really quick. And then Katrina says, so once we create the custom page and we don't want it on the website header, do I just copy the URL and give it to the clients that way so they can reach the page? Absolutely, Katrina. So what you could do is you could just send it in an email. Copy that. So let's go to the custom page really quick. We're going to go website, custom pages. Sorry, I had to have some coffee, guys. Sorry. So we're in the custom pages here, Katrina. What we're going to do is grab that link right here, copy the link, and then you can actually go up to communications right here, go to contact lists, and then if you've got a contact list that you've built already in Zenfolio using something like visitor sign-in or something like that, then what you can do is you can select your contacts from here manually like this if you want. Just selecting on them right here like this. Or if they've been tagged by the gallery, what you can do is you can say, okay, I want to email everybody from this specific gallery right here. So I'm going to click on that, and now I'm only going to see contacts that are related to that specific gallery. Then I could select them here, click send email, and then it's going to automatically add their emails, and then you can put whatever text in here you want, like, hey, here is my offers page. And then you can just paste the link in here if you want, like that. And then that would give them the link to go to that custom page without having it appear on your website header. So that's one way you could do it there. Or you could just personally email it to them using your own email if you want to do that as well. All right, let me get back to my dashboard really quick. Robert says, yes, that answered it. Thank you very much. Awesome, Robert. I'm glad that answered that question, and hopefully it helped you out. So let me grab an email question really quick, guys, and I'll come right back to you guys in the chat. And actually, it's funny. This one has something to do with the contacts list, so we were just there. This one is from Jill. She says, I have a lot of contacts on my contacts list, and I want to break them into groups based on the type of client they are. For instance, wedding clients, and family portrait clients. Is there a way in Zenfolio to do that? So if you have got quite a few people added in your contacts list, either via visitor sign-in or that you've manually imported them or something like that, there's definitely a way to break them into sections. What you could do is you could tag them using your portfolio galleries. So let's say, for instance, let me go to communications right here and go to contact lists. And that's a great question, Jill. It's what you have to have is basically you have to have a gallery to tag them with if you want to separate them out. So let's say these three contacts right here, what I want to do is I want to associate them as being engagement clients, so that when I get ready to send out any kind of promotions that revolve around engagement sessions or past engagement sessions or whatever the reason might be, I can easily find these clients and know that they're associated with that. All you have to do is click on those right there and then click manage tags, and then you can come right down here to portfolio or whatever gallery you want to tag them with and tag them like that. So you can say engagements and apply there. So now if I wanted to sort my contact list and send out an email to only people that I've identified as being engagement related clients, maybe I want to run some kind of wedding special and I know that these are people looking at getting married soon. What you can do now is you can use this filter and you can say, okay, only show me the people that are tagged as engagement clients. And now it's going to show only those people that you've tagged with that. If you don't have portfolio galleries like that, you can definitely just create a group and call it like email tags. And then you could just create empty galleries in there. You can create empty galleries in there with the label and title them as the tags that you want to use. And that's going to help you provide some kind of organization and way to, filter your contacts based on the client type that they are. So anyway, Jill, I hope that answers your question there. Let me jump back here. I know I've got some questions in the chat here. All right, so let me scroll up here. Dan says, I have an unrelated question. When a client submits an order for digital downloads, is it possible to update any of the photos in the order after the order has been submitted? Hey Dan, if you have order approval turned on, you can definitely change out the photos in that order. So let me show you what order approval is really quick, and then I'll show you the benefits and things that you can do. So let me jump down right here really quick, Dan. What we're going to do is first we're going to go to a price list. We're just going to go to selling, price list right here. And order approval, guys, is on by default whenever you create a new price list. Sometimes people come and turn it off. But if you are ever thinking that you might need to change photos out before you send an order in, maybe you upload low resolution files to make the upload quicker, and then you want to be able to change them out with full resolution files whenever somebody actually places an order, that's what order approval will allow you to do. So I'm going to go to this price list really quick right here. Let's see, this one right here is a good one. And just to make sure that you've got it turned on, what you want to do is click on the price list, and then go to price list settings right here. And then you're going to see right here, order approvals turned on. And you also want to make sure that the automatically approved digital downloads option is unchecked. Now, Dan, what this is going to do is when your clients place an order, as long as this is turned on, it's actually going to come to your account first. And it's going to require your approval before the downloaded images or the images are processed to be sent out as downloads. The same thing with prints. It's actually going to require your approval before these photos are sent to the lab for fulfillment. So once you have that turned on, when a client places an order, you'll get a notification up here at top in the selling section. And that's going to let you know that you've got an order pending approval. You should also get an email as well. And then what you would do is just click on this one right here. And so now these are all the orders that I have here waiting for approval. And then if I wanted to change a photo out, basically what you would do is just click on this right here. That's going to pull that order up. And you can see right here, it says approve order. You don't want to click that until you're ready to either send this order to the lab to be printed, or you're ready to send the download files to your client. So what you can do is scroll down here. And these galleries and images have probably been deleted a long time ago. I just keep these in here to show you guys how order approval works. But there should be an option right under here that says change photo. And you just click right here. And then usually what I would recommend doing is I would recommend making sure that you have the photo that you want to swap it out with already uploaded. And one of the things that I like to do is rather than uploading it into the original gallery and then having to go search for it, I just create a new gallery and call it replacement photos for this client or whatever. Because then you can just go right here, select gallery, and then you can go right here and choose whatever gallery you uploaded those photos in. So let's say I uploaded them in the cover thumbnails gallery for whatever reason. I could go there and then I could say, okay, let's select this one and we will replace it. And that's how you would swap out that photo you would swap out the original photo with this new photo. So maybe you did some retouching or something like that. Order approval will allow you to do it. Now, as you can see, this photo right here doesn't meet the minimum resolution requirements for this specific product. So I'd actually need to go find a photo, a larger, higher resolution photo to use. But I just wanted to show you guys this as an example and to answer your question, Dan, about how to swap those photos out. All right, let me go back to my dashboard here really quick. And let's see, let me take another question here. Dan says, I don't believe any changes to the photos in the zip file they download will reflect any changes I make, crops, etc. So if they have already downloaded the photos, then that means order approval was probably not turned on, or the order was already approved, and any changes that you make now won't reflect on their end. You would probably just be best just to email them the updated files. But if you have order approval turned on, you do have a chance to swap those photos out before that order is actually sent to the client. So anyway, Dan, I hope that helps with that request or that question, and you're able to set that up so that you can swap files out as you need for orders and things like that. All right, let's see here. Next question here. Robert Humberto says, more request than a question. You used to have a button to work in the gallery that you just uploaded. You changed to the last gallery uploaded. So in order to customize the one just uploaded, more. You used to have a button to work in the gallery that you just uploaded. You changed to the last gallery uploaded. So in order to customize the one, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure I understand that question, Humberto. If you could maybe elaborate a little bit more on that. I must go around and click many more times. I'm not sure I understand. So if you could definitely kind of elaborate a little bit more on that, I'll try to answer your question about that feature. Katrina says, thanks. You're welcome, Katrina. I hope that helped you with that. Robert says, any way to sort the photos listing by name, date, and reverse sort within each. Seems just going chronological right now. And then he says, by that I mean in the photos section on the left where the groups, collections, and galleries is located. So you're talking about, Robert, on the when you go to the photos page, I think you're talking about in your organizer is where you're talking about it right over here like this. And what you can do is right here, that's your all photograph. What you can do is you can sort that manually right here. So if you click on this, you can sort it manually here. Or you can change it right here to be date modified, date created, title, and things like that. You can say groups first, groups last, mixed. You can do all that right there. So you'll want to make sure you're doing it for the all photographs group. Because what that is that's the top level group where everything is uploaded into. And then if you want to do it down at a smaller group level, what you can do is click on there and then just do the same thing. So you just want to make sure that you're clicking on the right section on the left, changing the organization over here, and then it will reflect over on this side over here. You can also drag in these in order as well too if you want to manually organize them. So anyway, I hope that that answers your question there, Robert. If not, if I missed it, please definitely let me know. All right, so no, to the left, off that on the far left. Okay, correct. Okay, awesome. All right, Humberto says, see your screen. If I upload a new gallery right now, when I click done, that screen shows up. You can go to the gallery you uploaded. When I click done, you can go to the gallery you uploaded last time. You're probably going to have to send me an email, Humberto, and we can talk about that because I'm just not sure I understand. It might have been a feature that might have existed. I don't remember any feature being removed like that. I'll tell you what, just shoot me an email at zenfolio.com/contact. You can put attention Robert in the subject line, and I will make sure to check that email, and we can converse back and forth on that and try to figure out exactly what you're talking about and see if we can't get that straightened out, because I'm just not sure I understand exactly what you mean, but I'm sure we can figure it out. So yeah, just shoot me an email. All right, Robert says, fantastic, thank you so much. Awesome, Robert, I'm glad that was helpful. Yeah, it's super easy. You just click it, make sure you're on the right group, and change the sorting order. All right, let me jump over here, guys, and take an email question really quick. and then I will get back to you guys on chat. For those of you who are watching the recorded version of this, in the description below, underneath all the topic quick links that will be there later on, by the time you're watching this, if you're watching the recording, there are 2 separate links, and you guys that are on the live chat right now can use these links as well. What they are is, one of them is a tutorial request link. So if you want to see a video tutorial on a specific feature, that's where you would go and request that tutorial. Maybe you want one on triggered emails or something like that. That's where you can go and make the request for that specific tutorial. The other one is questions for next week. And for you guys that are watching the recorded version, that link is there for you so that you can use that and submit these email questions so I can make sure that I answer them on the following week. So I just want to make sure I let everybody know. And, you know, we have lots of people using those links. I definitely appreciate it. All right, so my email question here says, my website was working fine last week, and then my account renewed. I can still log into my Zenfolio account, okay, but my website is down. Please help. So this is actually an issue. That I see quite a bit. Without actually seeing the specific account on this, I can't really tell you 100% what the problem is. But what I'm going to guess and say, and what usually the issue is that, and especially since you said your account just renewed, most of the time when people start their accounts, or they renew their account, or they buy a new account, shortly around within that time period, it's about the same time that you guys go buy custom domain names from domain registrars like GoDaddy or Network Solutions, and then you point them to your Zenfolio account. It's usually most of the time it's pretty close to around the same time. So what it sounds like to me has happened is, it sounds like to me your domain name might have expired. So I would definitely first, especially since you're still able to log into your Zenfolio account, that means everything on the Zenfolio side of things is still good. But what I would recommend doing is going to your domain registrar. That was going to be whoever you bought your domain name from. I would recommend going there and just checking in, making sure the domain name hasn't expired, make sure that they're not having any issues on their end. If everything's good on their end and you're still seeing issues, definitely reach out to us and let us know exactly what's going on. Make sure that you include that domain name and the exact URL that you're looking at so we can check things out. And then also include a screenshot of your DNS settings. That way we don't have to ask you for it, and it will speed up the process of us being able to look at these issues and troubleshoot it for you. But I would definitely start with your domain registrar account first and making sure that that custom domain name has not expired yet. All right, guys. So before I take any more email questions, what I'm going to do really quick is throw out this week's tutorial for you guys. So let me grab that link really quick. And this week, the video tutorial is all about how to customize your gallery's thumbnail pages. So here's the link to that tutorial right there. This doesn't actually get published on our YouTube channel live publicly till tomorrow, but you guys can still access the tutorial through that link. And those of you guys that are watching the recorded version of this is another reason why you should be watching us here on the live stream, so you can make sure to get those tutorials a day early. Now, for anybody who's watching us that's not subscribed to the channel, we do weekly Q&A sessions every Thursday, and then we also put out new video tutorials every Friday. So make sure that you click that little orange Zenfolio logo on the bottom right corner of your screen and subscribe to the channel so you can get notified whenever those tutorials go out, and then also whenever we do a live stream. All right, guys, we've probably got about 20 minutes left. So if you guys have any questions that you need answered, anything that you want to know about Zenfolio, definitely get those in the chat, and I'd be more than happy to help you with those questions. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is go back to some more email questions that I've got here. Okay, so the next question I've got says, I noticed that if I send my clients links through Facebook, sometimes they work, sometimes they do not work. However, the link works fine for me. Any ideas on why? So that's another thing where we should really probably see the specific link in the specific issue. But I can tell you guys from personal experience what I've encountered is anytime I've gone to like a gallery or something like that and copied a gallery URL, maybe I'm talking to my clients on like Facebook Messenger or something like that, and I've copied a gallery URL and sent it to them on Facebook Messenger or through Facebook messages. What Facebook actually does is they actually change that URL. They actually add a tracking code on that. And there's other services that do this as well. But since you're sending it through Facebook, they're putting a tracking code on it because they want to be able to know what people are doing and go. They want to know what websites they're going to and things like that for tracking purposes and analytics purposes. And I have found that sometimes, especially in like office settings where there's like firewalls and stuff like that, sometimes that can make the link not work. And so what I would recommend doing is anytime you're sending gallery links to people, I would probably use either the Zenfolio email feature. If you're going to text it to them on the mobile phone, I would just do a direct text and not send it through a messenger. Or you could just email them, through your direct email. But like I said, a lot of services like that, social media services will actually add tracking codes onto the link that you send. And in some cases, it can make those links not work. All right, looks like Katrina's got a question here in the chat. So Katrina says, I see you have an archive folder. Is that just backup storage on your site? And what is your folder web something used for? So definitely, I'm glad you asked that. It's a great question, Katrina. So the archive folder is what I use that for is I like to do my account in years. So basically what I'll do is I'll have a single group for like 2017. Or maybe at the end of 2017, what I'll do is I'll take this client's group and I'll put it in a group called 2017. And then I simply just move it to the archive when I start the next year. It's basically just a way to keep my account nice and clean and only have like the most recent projects that I'm working on out here in the open. So I don't have to dig through a bunch of stuff. So that's one reason why I do that. So you can see right here, if I open up the archive, there's 2015, 2016, and then some other stuff in here that I put in here. But at the end of 2017, Katrina, what I would do is, like I said, I would take this group of client galleries right here, and I would just probably put them inside of a group that says 2017, and then move that into my archive so that it keeps things nice and tidy, and I don't have to search through a bunch of stuff. Now, the web assets folder, which you see right here, what that is used for is like if I want to upload photos like animated GIFs or PNG files, photos that I want to use somewhere on my website, like maybe on my blog or something like that, but I don't necessarily want that gallery to be found by search engines and things like that. That's what this group is for right here. So you can see the galleries are private, but the photos that are in them are public. And what this does is it just kind of designates a space for me to put stuff that's not really client photos and things like that, but things that I've created for my website. It could be your branding assets, anything like that. That's why I created that, to store that stuff there. Okay, let me see. Let me jump back here to the chat. Great questions though, Katrina. If you are not using groups to kind of keep your site organized, it's definitely something that I would try to get in the practice of as soon as possible. Nothing is worse than spending a couple of years on Zenfolio and then realizing that you've got 500 galleries and there's no real organization and you have to go through and search for specific galleries and it just becomes a nightmare. That's why you can use these groups right here to keep things organized. All right, let's see. Roxanne says, and by changing the gallery styles, will I lose all the formatting and keywords? By changing the gallery styles. I'm not exactly sure what you mean on changing the gallery styles, Roxanne. If you could let me know, clarify a little bit. Are you meaning maybe change where they're located, change the theme? Just kind of let me know what you mean changing, and I can definitely answer that question about the gallery styles and losing the formatting and keywords. All right, so all right, We got about 10 more minutes left, guys. So if you guys have any more questions, anything you want me to go back over, please definitely let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to jump over here and take an email question really quick. Okay, so I think if Humberto is still here, I think I understand what you're asking now. I think you're talking about when you use the Create New Gallery wizard. So let me just, I think what you're talking about is if you create a new gallery, there's an extra step to actually go to that gallery. So from the dashboard here, if you go and you say Create New Gallery right here, and let's just go to next really quick, and I'm just going to put it in all photographs and click next. I'll just leave it there. I'll put no watermark on it, and then I'm just going to upload an image really quick. So let me get an image here to upload. Let's see. Find an image right here, and we're just going to toss this one in here and upload this right here. All right, so that's going to upload that photo. And then after that, once you click done, I think you're saying that it used to go to the gallery that you recently uploaded, but now it does not. It just goes back and you see the dashboard. I think that's what you might be talking about. So when I go here, when that photo is finished, right here it says, do you want to do anything else? No, I click done. And now it sets here on this page like this. The reason it does that is because it's going to give you the opportunity to create another gallery. If you don't want to do that, you should just have to click the refresh page, and then that will show up right there as most recent. So I just hit Command R, and it showed up as most recent right here. And then I can click right on that, and then it would take me to that recently added gallery that I just uploaded. So basically, the dashboard waits there for you to see if you want to upload or create another gallery. If you don't, just hit Command R, it will refresh the browser, and then you can click right on that recently uploaded gallery. So anyway, I think that's what you were talking about, Humberto. I hope so. If not, definitely shoot me that email, and we can still talk about it. All right, John says, for some reason, my text on a custom page is centered okay on desktop view, but aligned right on the mobile version. Is there a way to fix this? So I would definitely probably have to take a specific look at that, John, to see what's going on. Sometimes what happens with custom pages is people will copy text from a different source, like maybe you wrote the page out in Word or something like that, and you pasted it into your custom page, and that can carry along with it pre-existing formatting coming from that Word document, and it can make it do some strange things. One of the things you can do is you can actually remove the formatting in like text editor. So let me just show you really quick, John. Something that you might try is if you go to custom page, and let me just find one that's got some text on it here somewhere. I don't think I have anything. But let's just say that this text right here is aligning funny or doing something weird like you're mentioning here. Let's say I copied this. Let's say this is a huge string of text, and I copied it from a document. What I'm going to do is just copy this right here, and then I'm actually going to open up a program called Text Edit. So let me get Text Edit here. Right here's Text Edit, and then we're just going to go New Document, paste this text right in here, and then we are going to hover over that. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. In the top of the menu up there, there's a button that says Format. And if you click that, you can choose what says Make Plain Text. And if you click that, it's going to say, do you want to convert this to plain text? You can say OK. And it's going to remove all of the formatting that existed on that text that could have been carried over from whatever source you copied it from, whether it be a Word document or something else. And it's going to make it plain text. And now after you do that, you can take this and paste it back into the custom page. And then it should be free of any formatting. And then you can format it directly using the tools in here. So anyway, I hope that helps. If not, John, definitely shoot me an email. Just go to zenfolio.com/contact. You can put attention Robert in the subject line and just send me a link to that custom page, and then make sure to include screenshots of how it's looking on your mobile so I can take a look and see what's going on in there. All right, so let me get back here really quick. Oh, wrong button. Let me get back to my dashboard. We got a few more minutes for questions, so let me see if I can get through these questions really quick. Robert says, any way to have a floating footer that scales to the user's computer? I have my BBB logo in the footer on my pages, but sometimes the screen scroll is too deep and doesn't show without the manual scroll. I don't think there's a way to make the specific footer float up at the top like that. I definitely understand what you're doing, what you're talking about on those pages. One of the things that you might consider, Robert, is turning on pagination. What that will do is if you're talking about a gallery page, it's got a ton of images and they have to scroll down to the very bottom. What you could definitely do is turn on pagination, and it will actually separate the images out into separate pages. And that might bring your footer up a little bit higher. That video tutorial all about customizing gallery pages and things like that will definitely show you how to do that as well. All right, so let's see. Let me go to, and also, Robert, if you want to contact me specifically, I'd be happy to take a look at your account and your site and that footer and see if there's anything else I could suggest that might be better suited to make that work for you. So just again, shoot me an email, zenfolio.com/contact. You can put attention Robert in the subject line, and then just shoot me an email talking about the footer and what you want to accomplish, and we'll see if we can't figure something out that might make it work a little bit better. All right, let me go see if I can figure out Roxanne's questions here. Looking for any way to choose the gallery styles. Looking for a larger viewing per image. So she says, okay, I think I understand what you're saying, Roxanne. You're asking that if you go and you customize your gallery layout, change your thumbnail size, change the style of the gallery and the theme and all that stuff, you're wanting to know if that's going to affect your keywords and things like that. So absolutely not. Anytime you go in and customize a gallery, it's not going to remove the keywording and things like that from your photos. So all the keywording and all that stuff is done on the back end back here. Right here. So all the keywording is done here on the back end. If you go to photo details, this is where all the keywording and all that stuff is done. Anytime you go in and customize a gallery's layout, change the fonts and things like that, the only thing that could really affect the keywords is if you hide the keywords. So if I go to customize for this gallery really quick, and I'm going to try to hurry through this. If I go to customize for this gallery really quick, and if I go to options, I'm going to uncheck the defaults here. You can actually hide the keywords right here. So if you hide the categories and keywords, then that is going to affect your SEO because the keywords are not going to show on the page. That's the only element in customized view for a gallery that could affect that, Roxanne. Otherwise, everything else is going to stay intact. So I hope that's what you were asking about. If not, Roxanne, definitely feel free to shoot me an email. Let me pop that up there one more time. It's zenfolio.com/contact. You can put attention Robert, and we can talk about that some more through email and see if we can't figure out it. I want to make sure I understand exactly what you're asking about. All right, let me try to get this last chat question in here before we run out of time. So John says, thanks, that's very useful information. You're welcome, John. I'm glad that helped. Katrina said, for SEO, should we keyword all the photos on my website or just the ones that I might blog about? As I can see, Cheryl threw in that tutorial about SEO. Katrina, basically the thing that you want to keep in mind is this. If you're keywording your photos, it's only going to be beneficial if the galleries are public and able to be indexed by search engines. So if it's a client gallery that's going to have a password protection on it and you keyword those photos, search engines cannot read that information because of the password protection, and so it's not really going to do you any good to spend time keywording those photos in that instance. Now later on down the road, if you think you might make that a public gallery, or you might use some of them in a portfolio gallery that's public, then it would be worth keywording them then. But for galleries that are private or password protected that are not able to be indexed by search engines, it's not really worth the time to go through and put in a bunch of keywords on those photos. All right, let's see here. Roxanne says yes. Okay, well, I'm glad that was it, Roxanne. So hopefully that helps you out there. And unfortunately, guys, we are out of time. I want to say thanks to everybody for coming and hanging out. Thank you for all the great questions. Don't forget, we do this live every week at the, as she said, thank you, sort of. Well, you're welcome. Just shoot me an email, Roxanne, if I didn't understand it completely. And we can go through it some more. But again, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. Like I said, we do this every Thursday, so hopefully I'll see you guys back next week. And until then, I hope you all have a safe and wonderful weekend.